Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, which means it is D&D Day. Welcome to episode 3 of the Cradle of Ruin. Music's a bit loud. Hi. I'm just going to bring the players in straight away. Hello.
Hiya.
How are we?
Hey. Winded.
Winded? Why are we winded?
Because I was preparing to the last minute and I had to run downstairs to make me a drink and run back.
Well, what drink did you
get?
go with?
Vodka and Dr. Pepper. I was like, this is what I saw, it's what I grabbed, it's what you guys get.
Ooh, vodka. Well, it's going to be one of those sessions. I see.
I won't be White Claw wasted. I'll be vodka wasted.
There's a sink nearby, is it?
In that case, so go on.
Across the way. Oh, he asked me if a sink was nearby, and there is, I think it may take me 10 steps to go fill that sink up.
Oh boy. Never mind.
When that's something you measure and you quantify in your life, you know, I don't want to judge, but
You might be headed for 12 steps down the line, is all I'm saying.
You may have a problem, but I would say Eggle, of all people in the medical field, would be able to tell me if I had a problem.
Cheers,
What
everyone.
would he tell you?
Well, with that said then, Thea, how about you give us the rundown of what happened last week on the Cradle of Ruin?
All right. See if we can get this right. The group entered the walls of Hollow Rest, and they were greeted by Cedric, who is apparently an acquaintance of Uric. And can I tell you, through this whole session, the one thing that came out of it that I learned is that everybody loves Uric, and I don't know why, but I guess we'll learn. We also learned that although the bells have not rung for anything significant in recent memory, that people have witnessed its powerful effect at least once. So, but it wasn't anything like dire. And later into it, we met the leaders of the Haven, and the crew shared the stories about their adventures, including the news about the travelers from the Clearwater. So those leaders that we met were Kargoth and that asshole Edric. And later, Drask came in, and he was charged with going back and finding the fresh water in the cave that we discovered, and Thea and Katrina showed Drask where the fresh water was located on the map. Now, that was more Katrina, but Thea will take credit for it.
Of course.
And then we visited Uric's family, and we were introduced to Arnok and I'm gonna.
No. You should have let us go for it.
and the audible sounds of Nell and Yanni, and we learned that Uric is part of the fighting crew and well respected because he's a beast and he's a meat slab. Then we met Morgara, Grom's apprentice, and discovered she is now ready to craft her own staff, which might be Grom's retirement plan. Then we went to Eggle's medical hut, where he was found to have to immediately start work because he had a backlog of patients from being out. And this is where we also learned that elves are affected differently by the withering than others. So put a pin in that. I'm sure we'll go back to that. We visited the farm with Thea, where we met a blind, grumpy old woman, Elder Mirar, and we also met Brannick. He's useless. and he was less than helpful, and he was visiting a whore in town, is what we learned. So then we stepped into the storerooms with Katrina, where she was delivering supplies, and we met Varn, the blacksmith. I'm assuming that's what he is because he was working with coal. And then we learned that Katrina's a tattoo artist. And then later, towards the end, I'm hoping I'm not missing anybody, but we got introduced to the whore. And her name is Seth. And she is Thea and Katrina's mother.
Yeah.
Yes, Katrina.
Anything you wish to add to that, Katrina?
Nope, Mummy dearest.
Mummy dearest. She's not a whore,
That's
she's
my
just a
recap.
very busy woman.
And probably everyone we met in the village has probably spent time with their mother.
Except for us. Well, I mean, we've spent time with her, but not.
Why?
Let's not go into detail.
John!
Why are you the way that you are?
I mean, I haven't. I don't kiss her ass. Now you do.
Anybody else have anything they wish to add to that recap from last session?
Did I miss anything?
Maybe the silent vigil at the end, but that's about it. It's more of a closing piece than out else.
Yeah. So, with that said then, we returned from a great hunt, handed over the goods, met some people in town, and we got to learn a little bit about Hollow Rest, the haven you call home, a place that's situated in the giant ribcage of an ancient god titan. From there, everyone basically settled down for the night. Something called the Silent Vigil kicked in, which in effect is just a ritual that the haven has gone through since time immemorial, where once the sun sets, lights out completely, all fires are extinguished, all torches extinguished, and no one speaks until the morn. Due to that, you all got a long rest. Now, long rests in our campaigns tend to be anywhere from 3 days to a week, depending on the narrative. So with that said then, and the long rest, the bit of downtime coming up, you all have about 3 days to tend to whatever tasks you've been set or jobs that you want to do. So what have you all been up to in the 3 days since getting back to Hollow Rest after the first Silent Vigil?
I'll go first
All right,
because
go for it.
I've been trying to get a hold of my brother-in-law when he's not getting pounded into gravel by my sister.
All right.
As he's a bit of a craftsman, and I wanted him to make something for me.
Okay. So, in the Greymane Cave, situated in one of the cliff faces of Hollow Rest, it's early morning. You, Yorick, managed to get hold of your brother-in-law.
Literally.
Literally. Here you would see Arnok step out of the side room. That's chambers of him and Nell, your sister. Arnok is quite a frail-ish looking individual. Still an orc, still quite burly and muscular compared to, say, humans or other races, but compared to someone like you or your father or those in the militia, Arnok is easily a head and shoulders shorter than you, and certainly, compared to your standards, quite wiry.
Yeah.
As he ducks his head through the fur cover that separates the rooms, his eyes lock onto you, go wide, and good morning. Welcome back, Yorick.
Stop fussing. Come, sit.
Right, yeah, of course. Sheepishly, having been called out straight after getting up, heads over towards. What's the central chamber of the abode look like?
Fuck it. It's just got full Flintstones. Everything's made out of stone.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. Everything's carved out of either stone or, slate plates. So that it's a stone fireplace with a flue.
Yeah.
That's just been carved out. It's probably been there for fucking generations. So it's all dated and worn at the edges, but everything's solidly made. So there's a round table in the middle of the room. That's just like a giant rock that's just been fucking,
sanded and smoothed over generations. I would imagine there's also alcoves carved into the cave that's got ledges that you can sit on as well. Okay.
Yeah. So with the only creature comforts would be like rugs and stuff like that.
So, with that said, Arnok sheepishly sits down at the table, drops his hands onto the stone surface, and looks over at you. So, what do you need, Yorick? Did keep you up last night, I hope. Oh, well, when you got back.
No. He's just going to reach down into his satchel that's down by his leg. He's going to pull out the 2 tentacles from the Umbra Claw and just throw them at him.
He says, as they wrap into his face. He quickly grabs it, throws it off, drops it on the table. What the hell? What is that? What is... He hoists one up, wiggles it around a little bit. Umbra Claw? Tentacle? Really? Is that what... He starts to pull it and stretch it. Bites it once. This is what you all hunted?
Yeah.
Oh. Well... Starts swinging it around. This is, what do you want making out of these, huh?
I think you could, make a sling out of it? Not for your arm, a sling. Throwing sling. You know what a sling is, right?
At that, the pelt that acts as a door is pushed aside, and you would just see Nell step out of the room, head over towards a makeshift larder where bits of meat, a lot of the godflesh fungus that has been dried is stored. And as she walks past the table, she looks down, sees the Umbra Claw tentacle, looks at you, Yorick, looks at Arnok, and you just hear, "That'd be a nice whip." Before she makes her way to the larder, takes out a piece of food, and walks back into the room. Sling, not a whip. No, not
a sling.
Whip.
Not a whip. No, sling.
For shooting. I mean, I could, but the materials for something that would act as the brace. Don't think we have anything. Maybe Vaughn, if he could smelt down a few of the salvaged iron we've got, could make a sturdy brace. But I know Twig will hold that and snap it.
I don't need a twig. Can you not braid it into like a lattice work? Like a lattice work pouch so we could fit things, you know, like a rock.
Oh, you're like a sling thing, not a catapult.
No. Why would I want it?
Oh no, just scratches his chin. Bear in mind, there's very little hair there. It's just sprouts like a dead weed. And just, oh, right. Sling, yeah.
Put a rock in, twirly, through it. A sling.
Never made one before, but I'll give it a go.
Have I put my trust in somebody wrong? Do I need to go see the dwarf?
Arnok is usually more of a tailor. He stitches clothing, not weapons.
I'm trying to throw the boy a bone. Yeah, okay.
Hey, who knows? Arnok just nods. He takes the one of the Umbra Claw tentacles in hand, twirls it a bit more, and I mean, I'll certainly give it a go, brother. Yes, I'll give it a go.
Good. And I'll slap him on the back. My faith in you is unwavering.
That slap alone's enough just to push him forward. You just hear this as he's clapped in the back. Winded. Yes, thank you, brother. I will make sure that I don't lay you down.
See that you're doing. And don't let my fucking sister distract you, alright?
You hear from the back room. I heard that, and don't worry, I've got a few things that demand my attention today, brother.
God for fucking bed.
She pokes her head out of the side room, followed by a single raised finger. And a grin.
Let's grin back and then I'll just fuck off. Skulk out the room.
Alright. So, with that, you're wanting a sling made with the
With the Umbra Claw tentacles. Yeah.
Alright. Okay, we'll see how he gets on with that later on, shall we? What's the worst that could happen?
I get a whip.
No, you don't get a whip. Nell gets a whip. Anything else you wish to do in the downtime?
No, I'll just go about my duties, make sure the Milhish is training and shit like that.
Okay. Anybody else have something they wish to do in the 3 or so days?
I think I would like to do some gathering for the Haven.
Okay. Yeah, not to worry. What is it you're gathering? Now, actually, bear in mind, gathering. So that one, you need to find a scouted location. At the moment, we don't have any scouted locations for you to go out and grab stuff with. So this is one thing. Good idea, but this is one of the things that we need to explore the wider world to find locations then where you can go out and gather materials. Now what you can do if you want, instead of that one, there is the honest labor, which is where you help around camp.
All right, she will do that because she's not a lazy piece of shit.
All right. In that case, with you honest labor, I can't bring the thing out, but basically you help out with necessary physical labor around the Haven. You tend to crops, assist in construction, repair equipment, clean, cook, so on and so forth. your help means the Haven has more free hands and can work on creating even more resources for the community. So, roll me a d4 plus 1, please, Thea.
Do you do the plus sign, plus 1?
Yep,
Or...
Yep, just plus
Okay.
1. Excellent. Fantastic. So, what exactly is it that you do to help out around camp in the 3 days?
Well, it's going to be her job, tending to crops. But she's going to put in extra hours than the hours that are required. And she is going to basically be kind of going behind people who are already doing stuff, but just doing it a little better because they're missing stuff.
All right. With that, then, basically that's bumped the Haven resources up to 20, which is quite a considerable amount. Again, at this moment in time, we're not too worried about spending them, but I'm sure in the future that may certainly come in use. But yeah, with you helping out, there is a influx of god flesh. A lot of the mushrooms are cut down. You have multiple racks that are drying, airing out this horrifically tasting fungus. And with your supervision, things just seem to be progressing a little better. Those who would normally, of the militia who would help out in some of the more physical labor, don't need to because your oversight basically lets them train a little longer. Anything else from anyone?
Yes.
All right, Eggle, what are you up to?
Eggle is going to get up to trying to make a bone saw with those umber claw teeth.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't think it'll have many in-game benefits, but he noticed that they're really good at like just sawing through things, in succession.
Yep.
So he's trying to make what he can of those 3 trophies.
Excellent. So you're basically what are you wanting this bone saw to be able to do? Obviously, it's going to be a tool rather than a weapon. But
Correct.
I guess. Well, you tell me. What do you think this thing could do with the teeth of an umberclaw?
Well, it's going to be a single row of these umberclaw teeth on a handle, just like you would like a handsaw or a bone saw that's just set in. So it's just a piece of wood with a handle with these teeth set in, so he can cut things very quickly if he needs to. Hopefully not so much like amputations, but that would be one application. But honestly, it could be anything they find out there that really needs to be cut right away.
All right. In that case, then, roll me. I think this will. If you're spending your entire few days just trying to get this, along with tending to the patients who drop in, I would say give me a crafting test, DC 10.
Okay. Does that run off of a certain skill, or is it just the hidden crafting activity?
No, in your actual skills, you should have crafting. Now,
Yes.
what would you say? Would this be a dexterous craft or?
This would be either dexterity or intelligence. Dexterity is the lower of the two for clarity.
Your choice.
He's supposed to be proficient with the doctor's bag, so let's go with dexterity because it's a lot of working with your hands more than like planning something out and making like a schematic.
Sure. So DC 10 crafting check, please. So just you managed to make it, but this is working with such sharp teeth. Makes it a little tricky. Why? Sorry, you are successful, but why was this adjuster?
The reason why it takes the entirety of the time is because he's trying to set these things in, and he can't find like a very good way to get them to actually sit, because they're small. They're fairly small, but there's just a lot of them lined up. So it takes him a while to figure out how to secure it, because he tries like tying them in or using a piece of wood to secure them, things like that. And what he ends up doing in the end is just saying, well, screw this. And he creates an unguent that is basically just super glue to like lock them into place. So he spends the first 2.5 days trying to make some intricate system to be able to take them out or whatever, and just gives up and just glues everything in place.
Awesome. All right, I will make a note to add in, or if you want to make a note to have a bone saw in your medicine bag, and then what we will do is, should you ever need to roll any tests for cutting through things, be it flesh or bone, wood, or again small items, we'll either give you advantage or a +1 or a +2 to the roll. Okay. Since this is a trophy item, this is quite a rare piece of material used for it, so definitely we'll give you some benefits for that when the bone saw comes out to play.
All right, I made a note.
Excellent.
Would you like me to remove those 3 trophy items?
Yes, please, if you would be so kind.
Excellent.
Oh shit, I gotta remove my trophies as well. Yeah.
Done.
So make a note, and drop me a note at the end of session of what it is you've made, what it is you want, and I will get that in for next week. Because these things do take a while for you to make and craft.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Excellent. So, slingshot for Yorick, new bone saw for Eggle. What are the other 3 of you up to during this bit of respite at home?
I am going to take Morga at her star.
Okay. What does this look like?
Well, her first job is to go and get Varn.
Can I just ask you to very quickly just move your mic a little closer, my dude?
Nearly on me up my nose.
No, sorry, mate. I had you on 200%. I'm like, nah. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
So with Morgra, off to basically start crafting her staff. I dare say the first thing you need is a decent chunk of the old bone.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're going to grab Varn, as he's the head of the crafters.
You head into the little crafting, I say little, the central crafting part of Hollow Rest. At this point, early morning, Varn's at his anvil. Now, granted, the anvil that he's currently working on is quite a small anvil. It's only roughly 2 foot wide. About a foot wide by 2 foot long. But this ancient rusted anvil has been part of Hollow Rest for decades, perhaps even centuries. No one's ever found anything larger, so even when he crafts weapons, most large weapons that you've seen, such as Yorick's axe, are mostly flint axes. Trying to craft large bits of metal on such a small anvil, incredibly difficult. But with him smashing away, he looks up, sees you approach, Grom. Oh, well, good morning. Look who we have here. He offers you a respectful nod. Shaman, good to see you.
And you too, Varn.
Rare for you to pop your face in here, so I dare say you're looking for... And he points to himself, what, me or...
Yes, we are. my apprentice has something to ask you. And he literally pushes Morgra forward.
Just, ah! She yelps out as she's pushed forward, and she clasps her hands together, offers a respectful bow towards Vaughn. Oh, it's a little bone-headed lass. What are you doing here? Yeah, it's rare for you to exit the hut and see people. Morgra looks towards you, Grom, hesitantly before turning back to Vaughn. Vaughn, I'm hoping to use your expertise in extracting some of the bone from. And she turns towards you, Grom, whispering, "Skull or?"
From below. I know the way.
Oh, it's that time, is it? Well, shit. I mean, the last time that we took a bit of bone from there, and Vaughn just points towards your staff, Grom. I mean, how long ago was that?
About 35 years now, I believe.
Vaughn offers a wide grin before nodding and puts the hammer on the shelf behind him before bellowing a few orders out to some of the other crafters in the smithing area. He then takes a small wooden box. This wooden box looks, again, ancient. The wood's nearly blackened with age, dried out, desiccated. The hinges on it have rusted, and as he lifts the lid on this wooden box, you would see an incredibly well looked after chisel. The metal is almost blue in colour. The handle gold, ornately crafted, and reverently he just picks up this small chisel, walks over to you, Grom, and offers it out to you. If I remember rightly, first whack goes to, just offers you a nod.
Indeed. And I take the chisel from him, almost ceremoniously, and place it in my hand that can't speak. The hand that normally does not contain my stuff. And I turn about with Morgra and Vaughn following me. We walk underneath the skull of the God Titan. Place where people don't normally come. And as we walk deeper underneath, you see supports that have been added so the skull doesn't move. And as you get closer, you see that they're not wooden beams or anything like that. They're carved bone. Quite thin, circular, engraved. These are the staffs of the previous bone singers. And when they die, their staff is added to hold up the skull and keep Hollow Rest as strong as it ever was before. You remove bone, you replace the bone.
I dare say the amount of staves now positioned are almost... It would take a while to count them all.
Yep.
Sorry, do go on.
No, that's fine. So we keep walking, and almost invisible to the naked eye, there's a opening, and we walk down, and there's a carved stairs and going down. We go under the ground, and underneath the rib cage is what used to be the shoulder of the god Titan, and that's where we cut the bone from.
Nice.
So removing this bone doesn't affect the strength of the rib cage itself, but it's still part of the god Titan. And once we get to an open area, I look down to Morga and say, it's now your job to choose where we cut.
Morgra will place her hand on some of the exposed bone. Now, bear in mind, what's been exposed, yes, it's a humongous piece of bone. The shoulder blade of the God Titan is beyond comprehension in size, but there is certainly almost like an alcove that's been carved out over the tens, hundreds perhaps of years of all of the bone singers extracting their staff. But with her running a hand along it, she will... I believe her wisdom should be higher than that, but... Never mind.
It's a good roll.
But it's a good roll. It doesn't take her long before her hand stops on a certain portion, a long strip of bone. And for you, Grom, you would hear... again, for most people, it just sounds like wind blowing down the tunnel, down the stairwell into this hollowed-out chamber underground. But for you and Morgra, it's a sound of acknowledgement. The bone choir giving their approval. And Morgra just nods, and you just hear, this here, Bone Singer.
I smile, my eyes light with pride. And I place the chisel next to where her finger is pointed. And hold out my other hands for Van to give me a hammer.
Van reaches into his belt, produces a small wooden mallet, flips it over in his hand to offer you the handle, and just nods.
I take it and give it a mighty smash.
Immediately, just a single crack echoes around the underground chamber for a brief moment, and you would see the bone, the chisel rams home, jams in for a brief moment, and then you begin to hear first silence, and then the telltale sign of bone cracking. And ever so slowly, this crack from where the chisels first entered just begins to slowly run down the bone, and after 3-4 seconds, a curved piece of the shoulder blade just falls forward, almost as if an unseen hand has just grabbed the top and pried it out in your direction.
Is it fully free, or will it need more work?
Oh yeah, fully free. The chisel starts to fall.
And I flick out my mage hand to grab it.
you just hear Var like, as this for you, you know what this chisel is. This chisel is a relic, an ancient artifact from time immemorial, time before the breaking of the world. From well, we don't know exactly where it came from. It was found in a ruin, supposedly. But for your life and the life of a vast majority of the Bone Singers, this chisel has basically been taken on a ceremonious role. It's one of the only tools that will easily carve into the God Titan's skeleton. And due to that, Varn is the keeper of this item. Only he knows where exactly it's stashed. But again, no one will attempt to steal it. There's only ever been one instance of someone taking this relic, and they had their hands promptly cut off and exiled from Hollow Rest.
Fair. So I retrieved the chisel, and as custom dictates, I nick my hand with it. Blood goes over the blade as an offering, and I then wipe it clean on my robes before handing it back to Varn.
Varn, with two hands, takes this ornate chisel, offers a respectful nod, first to you, Grom, then to Morgra, and last but not least, towards the skull above of the God Titan.
And I take the offcut of bone in both hands. Just take a second to feel the untapped potential of it before handing it over to Morgra.
She too takes it in both hands, respectful nod, looks over at herself, and then from beneath the deer skull, or deer-esque skull that's on her head, you just see her trying to suppress a childish grin of joy. She's like, oh, this is mine.
Mm-hmm. Your next task is to mold this to your own spirits, to carve, to polish, to imbue with everything you are. Not only is this your, or will be your, symbol of office, it will be a focus for your ability. Apprentices, apprentices have been known to take years on their staff, making it perfect, making it strong, making it a symbol. I look forward to seeing what you will do with your...
Morgra nods once again. And with her being, I wouldn't say rebellious, but she's usually not one to mince too many words around you, Grom. You just hear her like, well, I might be able to do it quicker if Master Varn would let me use his chisel. She just grins. Varn shakes his head, looks at you, and then just walks out.
The next time you touch that chisel, young one, is when your apprentice cuts their staff.
Understood, Bone Singer. I look forward to showing you the final product when it's done. Though, if possible, I would like a little bit of guidance on What did you use to mold yours?
The most simplest of tools. We have them back in the hut if you'd like to see them.
She begins to nod vigorously.
Go then, apprentice. Carry your staff into the light.
With a deep breath, Morgra takes this hewn piece of bone in both hands and begins to ascend up the stairwell out into the light of day, ascending the stairs before emerging just under the skull of the God Titan moments later. As she does this, the wind picks up momentarily, a whistle through the air. Those who can hear stop, glance upwards. Those nearby would look towards Morgra and you, Grom, as you step out, and those who witness this put their hands to their chest, offer a half bow before continuing on whatever miscellaneous tasks they've been assigned.
I let her take the first couple of steps out into the light on her own, because it's her moment before joining and heading for my small home.
I'm going to hold off on revealing what tools you use till a later time, because I think that's going to be entertaining if it's what I think it is. So yeah, with that, Morgra is now on the path, the long path of carving her own bone staff to become the next bone singer of the settlement. Again, as Grom, you said, this is a process that takes potentially years. As the bones of the God Titan are incredibly hardy, incredibly resilient to all but the most sharpest or rare of materials, I guess is the best way to put it at the moment. And as you've continually taught, and as most of Holorest knows, that the bone is a finite resource. There is only so much of it. It does not grow back. So each piece that is harvested, each piece that is taken is almost sacred, I guess. Cool. Anybody else have anything they wish to do? Katrina? I guess not.
Fuck.
I guess not. Is Katrina on push to talk, or is she gone?
Sorry, what?
So is there anything you wish to do on the downtime?
Oh, sorry. Katrina is doing crafting.
Okay. Anything in particular?
Yes. So she is going to evaluate the tattooing and supplies in her mother's hut, and then head over to the crafting area, probably well after the bone cutting situation has occurred, because there's no way she's getting up that early after their long trip. And she is going to find the appropriate bones to craft a couple more needles, and then some bones that would be appropriate for arrow or spear heads.
Okay.
Things like that. So she's just gonna do some basic work, and then check in with Varn, like, does anybody have any orders for things she's responsible for making, that kind of thing.
Excellent. So, are you wanting any arrows or anything in particular for yourself to add, or are you good at the moment?
I want to top off my
Go for it.
my arrow supply. I think it's 10 that I had, so I want to
Mm-hmm.
just top that off.
By all means, grab whatever you need. Again, you are practically in charge of the storehouse and the crafters, so you don't need to ask anybody to take anything. You can just do it.
Yeah, but she's real sensitive about it because she's also one of the youngest crafters, even though she's like, so she's kind of like, even though she has the trust and respect, like she doesn't push it. She gives deference to age and seniority still, just like from a politeness perspective. And doesn't tell people what to do unless they're really fucking stuffed. Like that.
Okay. So, the next few days, if there's nothing in particular you wish to RP out, or if anybody else has anything else they wish to add in before we progress.
Actually,
Yep, go
I'll
for it, Yorick.
probably go see Katrina just to get some ink to memorialize the first hunt.
What's this all like then? As you make your way through Hollow Rest, you see this on the same day as the bone carving, just after you left the hut, or this later on?
It'll probably be like the day after or whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. So Hollow Rest is during the day at least a bustle of activity, labourers moving goods out and about, the constant thrum of weapons from the chieftain's hut as the militia trains, and you make your way towards the crafting area, Yorick, stepping towards Thea and, well, it's more Katrina's hut and Safra.
Yeah, I'll just go to the like family hut because that's where you do the inking, right? At home.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, then I'll go to your home.
That's where the magic happens. Wink, wink.
Yorick, you poke your head through the entrance. Katrina, are you in?
Hello.
Hey, York, how are you doing?
Oh, good. You're in. I'm good. I'm good.
That's good.
Yeah, I came for some ink.
How much do you need?
No. And he just points to like an empty patch of flesh on his body. He's like, ink.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Something to memorialize the hunt.
Okay. All right. Lay down. Get comfy, and I'll get the lights going, and we'll get started.
Yorick will make himself comfy, lying down in the chaiselong.
Is it a chaise lounge? What's
Probably not.
Can be if he wants it to be. Like,
Oh God, no.
So basically, what's gonna happen is she's gonna light all the lamps so that it's super bright, and then she's gonna take like a piece of vellum and like a bone stylus and kind of do like some kind of quick sketch of like claws with like a tentacle wrapped around them. With her bone stylus on the vellum and kind of like hold it up to York and something like that.
Perfect.
Okay. So she's going to then prep the area on his arm that is empty of ink. And she's going to pause for a minute and be like, You don't want anything for the pain, do you?
He just looks at you like,
I
what?
have to ask, but okay, we're fine. Just hold still.
Wait, people ask for something for the pain?
Brother Lord.
So, for meme value, this is not going to affect the quality of it, but can I ask for a painter's supplies check from Katrina and an endurance check from Yorick, please? This will give you both something to work off how this pans out. There you go. With those numbers, I'm going to leave it to you two to.
You cry like a baby. No, go ahead.
So where'd we pick? Like the crease of my fucking elbow on the inside? You do a tattoo in my fucking armpit? What's this bullshit?
Yeah, let's go for that, Katrina. Where is it going?
Well, I mean, yeah, probably one of the more painful areas of the body. And
if you want me to offer a
On the
suggestion,
ribs.
either ribs or wrist. Because wrist, whilst it doesn't hurt initially, with you having your hand back constantly, after a while, it gets a little unpleasant.
honestly, I think this is up to York. Like, where does he want this new ink to go?
Yeah, we'll get it on the wrist then.
Okay. So it's a smaller area, so she's gonna work like very quickly but carefully. And making sure like the depth of each needle thing is appropriate. They're clustered together closely, and like she's like in the zone, working on this design freehand on his wrist. And I want to say that as part of this, in order to like keep the area still, she's like the arm is out to one side, and she's kind of like got her foot on his elbow, on his forearm, holding his arm still while she works on this. So like, and she doesn't realize how much weight she's putting on it as she gets super into her work.
Just a full person just on my arm.
Just stabbing away with this needle over and over again for, a couple of hours. So yes, whilst it's not cry out in pain, painful, Yorick, it's it's not the most pleasurable of experiences.
It's like, what the fuck is she doing?
And eventually, after an amount of time has passed, she's done, and she puts some. They have sort of like an aloe blend, kind of like salve. They put on new tattoos, and then she wraps it up and says, you know the drill, York. Take care of it.
I will. And he's like, my fucking elbow hurts. Why? What the? Thank you.
With that, Yorick, you depart the hut, new tattoo, and a uncomfortable, almost dead arm, I guess, from the elbow down.
Yeah.
But with that, if no one else has anything they wish to do, another day passes in Hollow Rest. The militia train, the crafters craft, making the various everyday items. The farmers continue producing what little vegetables can be grown, along with harvesting the majority of godflesh mushrooms that sprout up. This as a note, is a task that requires almost daily intervention. If there isn't someone harvesting the mushrooms on the regular, they can get a little out of control. Luckily, though, there hasn't been any problems in the last few years, or at least since Elder Mirror and Thea have been on the case. But, with that said, day passes, day 3. And it's here where, just after midday, there is a whistle from the Bone Walk, the bridge that spreads between the 2 watchtowers to the entrance of Hollow Rest. The bell not rung, but still, for someone to whistle who is on their silent vigil is indeed a noteworthy cause. Before we get people's response, shall we call a quick refill o'clock?
Yeah, yes, please.
So we will be right back, everyone, as we fill our drinks and empty our bladders. Very quickly, though, I am now going to take this opportunity. Ravon, thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate it. And Scobsu, thank you for the 72 months. The Umbra Saw was indeed invented. Vexing, hello, darling. How are you? Anders, snagging that first. And see who else we got? Hello, Sneeze. Hello. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna be right back. Grab a drink, and then we'll carry on the memery. Won't be a second.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Too, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh. All right. If we're all good. If we're all good, we'll dive back in. So, third day. A whistle rings out from the Bone Walk. This whistle, interpreted by various Haven residents, is then also passed on. The whistle begins to echo round the encampment. A signal that the individual on the vigil has spotted something that requires attention. Who goes to investigate?
Well, Yorick's probably doing his best Baywatch run through the middle of town.
I'll be there.
Alright, so Yorick's on the sprint. Anybody else going to have a look or
Question.
answer if I've got it?
So would we know, like, if Drask was going out to the cave, would this be around the same time frame of when he was supposed to come back with the fresh water, or?
Drask, potentially, yes. You were out for 2-3 days. In fact, a day there, a day out, and a day back. So yeah, roughly the same-ish time. Give or take a day, depending on. I mean, if he's pathfinding, so no. Let's say if he's pathfinding, he's probably due back tomorrow, the next day.
Okay. So Thea would go look too, because she would think that would be odd, because he wouldn't. That's the only known individual that she knows that would be coming back.
Okay. So, Thea, Yorick, no, you two head towards. Sorry, go on, Grom. You wish to add something there?
Yeah, so I was gonna say I was gonna make my way down there, but I'm not gonna hurry like the young'uns are. I'm just gonna stroll through the camp.
All right. So,
being that Eggle is fairly close to the entrance, he is also going to kind of slink over there, staying out of the road, just trying to see what's. Eyes on the entrance is the general consensus for this kind of thing, so he's just trying to take a look at might be coming.
What's going on? Yep, absolutely. So,
Katrina's gonna poke her head out of the tent and be like, "Oh, what's all this?"
Are you going? So everyone, basically, it sounds like everyone's going apart from Grom, who's going to turn up fashionably late.
Absolutely.
In his own fucking time.
As you all make your way over, you would see a couple of the other militia begin to make their way, but as they see Yorick, Thea, Eggle, and a few others already making their way, they turn back to whatever tasks. This is a whistle of alert rather than of alarm. And seeing that some of the big names of the Haven are already out to investigate, it's just you four who arrive first. Making your way up the stairwell, you step onto the Bone Walk, where there is a large orc, a gentleman by the name of Razgar, stood on vigil. He doesn't say anything. He can't. But with two fingers pointing skyward, two things grab your attention. You would see roughly, I would say, half a mile, maybe a mile out, circling in the air, are two incredibly large birds. Shit.
Have we seen anything like this before? Is it a familiar sight, or is this something new?
Everyone roll me a natural law check, please.
I won't, because I won't have got there yet.
Okay. Holy shit, big numbers from everyone. Thea, are you
Hold on, I gotta get my character pulled up and
Not
then
to
to
worry.
be able to do it. Natural lore. Okay.
So, yes, you are all well aware of what these two birds are. They are roughly 12, 15 feet tall when stood on the ground. These are regular-ish visitors. Not always welcome. And they are known as speak thieves. With those roles, I can basically give you everything about them. Speak thieves are, as I said, incredibly large birds with bright, colourful feathers, various hues, typically more along the blues, you know, your azures, indigos, magentas. They would be beautiful, if not for the fact that typically blood stains their feathers. Speak thieves have almost human-like hands in place of their avian feet. Granted, they're still clawed, taloned, but they've got opposable thumbs, 4 finger-like grippers.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
And they use these to pluck out the eyes of others. And there's a reason for that. Speak thieves aren't born with eyes. They don't have eyes. They require the eyes of other creatures to see. So yeah, they're blind. The other interesting thing that speak thieves do is that they are sapient. They can converse. They can speak. They are intelligent. But for them to speak, you guessed it, they need to ingest the vocal cords of carrion or creatures.
Wonderful.
But with that said, though, speak thieves, with them being an intelligent bird, they have been known to converse with Hollow Rest and potentially other havens in exchange for, again, either carrion or eyes, voice boxes, food. And the reason is, speak thieves can't put their own eyes in themselves. They can't put in the vocal cords. They are a paired species. They usually male, female, and they will do pretty much anything and everything for each other. So if an eye is found, usually one will offer it to the other. And typically speak thieves only tend to visit settlements and speak or converse with people when they want something.
Are they just circling, or are they coming here?
They are just circling about half a mile away from the entrance, high in the sky, so that they can be seen and noticed. But you, with that roll, you would know that the speak thieves never come to the settlement. They always hover outside, and if left with, they can be a little bit of a nuisance. If left for too long.
They get impatient and just... Yeah.
So yeah, again, basically, some havens and Hollow Rest in particular, you have used these speak thieves before. Some people have used them as memoria, as memories. They've offered the vocal cords of the deceased so that they can still speak and hear their voice occasionally.
So, hang on a second.
Uh-huh.
So they speak with the voice of whatever creature's vocal cords
Yep.
they eat?
Yep.
So if they ate a cow, they'd moo?
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. But they don't tend to, they don't really want to eat the vocal cords of something that can't produce speech. Because they like talking.
They're picky. Okay.
They are they imagine them as intelligent vultures that don't have eyes or voice boxes but want to be able to see and talk.
And are we in a time it's not dark, so we can talk
Nope.
to one another, right?
Absolutely, it's not dark at the minute. No, it's just those who are on silent vigil for the 24 hours that they are on the silent vigil, they can't talk. But the rest of you, it is daytime. The rest of you can talk. It's just poor Razgar, who's on watch, who can't speak. Hence he whistles to draw your attention.
So Thea's gonna say to the group, well, guess we're gonna have to go do something about that. I offer up Brennick.
Grom, I would imagine at this point you now turn up. You see the two birds in the distance. You know what they are.
Yep. And if you sit there packing his pipe. And then when it's packed. Sorry. So then when it's packed, Rune floats down. Sort of coughs a little fireball over it. And Grom starts smoking.
What are you going to say, Eggle?
Eggle is seeing this, knowing kind of what they are and what they want. He's going to start thinking about the folks from Clearwater in the ravine and trying to call to mind if there's anything that he knows of matching that description nearby.
Say that again, sorry, just so I understand what you're asking.
So he's seeing these things, and he's not. We don't have any recent deceased.
Correct. Yeah.
However, he's thinking there are a swath of bodies from Clearwater somewhere near here where their caravan might have crashed.
Yep.
And some of them met their fate. So he's trying to call to mind if there's anything nearby that fits that description to try to direct attention to, if they need bodies to barter with these things.
Absolutely. I mean, that is certainly you've got a bargaining chip there. If you don't have any dead yourself, you know where potentially there is some carrion.
Yeah, so that's what he's getting to his mind, because to him dead people are basically just materials, less than Grom has they're sacred and they're the past. And it's well, their bodies are just meat to Eggle. So he's thinking of that with the Clearwater folks.
Yeah, once you're dead, you're a resource.
Yeah. Well, since everybody's here, I guess we better go talk to them, huh?
Assuming they can talk.
Right.
That's why I was offering up Brennick. I think it would be a good learning lesson for the Haven if, it shows his chaos and laziness is not something that we tolerate and could drag him out.
You're awful quick to throw away a pair of hands.
Useless
And eyes.
hands.
And vocal cords.
Useless.
Well, he doesn't Probably doesn't really need the vocal cords, honestly.
I don't know. I heard her mother like, you know what?
Probably should rip that out.
Yeah, so
Just
that
saying.
roll was just trying to think of like the nearby ravines that could be.
Yeah, I will certainly say that you managed to bring to mind at least 3 potential areas where the Clearwater caravan may have got stuck.
Oh, we should probably get going. If everyone has their things. Where's Grom?
And a plume of smoke appears over your shoulder.
Probably far above my shoulder.
It's just above your head.
Like a cloud. So go on.
Yeah, it's a long pipe.
Answers your question. Go on then.
Do you make any preparations?
Grom makes a exaggerated limping with his staff motion. It's complete bullshit, but he just wants to make everyone feel sorry for him.
He's going to look directly at Grom. These are carrion birds. That's not a good thing to do.
It's alright, they can't fucking see anyway.
Maybe not.
That's assuming that they haven't already found what Eggle was talking about.
Would they be there be here if they had?
I don't know. Maybe they have a message.
Maybe. I hadn't thought of that. Let's find out. Everybody got at least a weapon on them?
Yep. And Katrina will she's carrying her spear with her.
Well then, let's go greet our guests. But before we leave, I'll tell one of the militia to run and tell the chief what's going on, what we're doing.
Sure.
Before you do that, Yurik,
What?
I guess since we're not taking Brunick, can you tell them to also let him know to get his shit together and to watch it while I'm out, to the Godflesh. Someone needs
To keep an eye on Brannick?
Well, I mean, but he needs to know that I'm leaving. I didn't. Yes, all of the above.
Okay. And Yorick takes in a deep breath.
Yeah.
And he fucking screams over the town.
What do you scream?
Brannick! Thea says you gotta get to work, you lazy bastard.
At that, as your voice rings out through Hollow Rest, you then start to hear a chorus of other people just like, yeah, Brannick, get to work, you piece of shit. Oh, you fucking pack rat. Brannick, where are you? Hope you're not dozing off, you lazy wanker. And as this starts to echo through the camp, you eventually hear this, I'm on it, I'm on it. As Brannick shouts back, and then again, the chorus ripples back through the camp. He's awake, he's on it.
You'll see a rare smile from Thea.
Job done.
Hey, Juji, how you doing? Welcome in. So with that, you begin to make your way through the canyon. Razgar, who's currently on the silent vigil, pulls tight on the rope that is attached to the lattice work of rope, chimes, bells, alarms, and so on and so forth, allowing you easy access. Once you make your way through the canyon, again, you hear the slight jingle of the bells ring out as the lattice works then reset. Here, the familiar barren site, again, in roughly a 2-mile radius around Hollow Rest, the earth is dry and cracked. Not like the Great Forest or the plains. There seems to be the best way to describe it, and what you would imagine, is that whatever felled the God Titan eons ago caused this circular area around Hollow Rest to be almost devoid of life. Nothing grows apart from in Hollow Rest itself. Earth cracked, dry, to the point where slightest bit of wind occasionally kicks up a few dust clouds. But again, with a half-mile trek, doesn't take too long as you make your way out towards the circling speak thieves. Any formation? Anything? Anyone going first? How does it look? Anything anyone wishes to do as you approach these incredibly large circling birds?
I suppose Yorick will stride forward first with whoever's trailing in his wake.
That would be Katrina. She's following him with her spear at the ready, but like not aggressively ready.
Is Rune with you, Grom?
Yeah. I've tucked him into my hood because I don't want him being flying bird food.
Yeah.
Alright, position yourselves. You know where you would be.
I'd be at the rear, grumbling.
What are you doing back there, you lazy cunt?
See, you got to do the opposite of the last campaign. You're front runner now.
Listen, I mean, do you want me beside you? I can. Shit.
Yeah, why is Eggle in front of you? Yeah.
Guess you need someone to, be charismatic and carry the conversation, right? No more, oh, me,
What? What's your problem?
Didn't get a lot of sleep.
Mother had a visitor, did she?
No, I slept at the farm because she had a visitor.
Okay.
Well, you can wow them with your shining personality.
I see you have new ink.
I do.
But you got a discount.
I got it from your sister.
I figured she'd start dabbling.
What's that supposed to be?
I mean, she is her apprentice, right?
Oh, okay. Right. What the fuck's taking these things so long? They're still just circling.
Yeah, they're still just circling above you at the minute as you approach.
So we just like stop out in the open. I plant my sword in the ground and just lean my chin on while I'm waiting for these two fucking things to either do something or say something.
As soon as your sword plonks into the hard dirt below and you rest your chin. You see the two speak thieves part in the air, flip out to the side, and then start to curve inwards, dip their heads down towards you.
And I'll just go, well, I don't think we're talking today.
They begin to pick up speed. Anything you all wish to do as you see them coming at you, wings started sweeping back like that of a... Anyone ever been to the seaside and you get attacked by seagulls?
By a seagull, yeah.
That wants to try and steal your chips or whatever food you've got on you. It's starting to look a little bit like this. The only exception is these birds are easily twice the size of you. And very
York's
big.
gonna unlimber a javelin from his fucking backpack. Just be like...
30 foot in the air. They're now starting to dive even quicker. Roll me initiative. Oh, look at that. Their initiative was terrible. Grom, you see the two giant speak thieves now barreling towards you. Wings swept back. They're... At this distance, you can easily start making out the details on them. One of them slightly larger. The feathers are blue in colour. And the one at the top seems to be the larger male. It's only got one eye. The other one below, with more turquoisey teal feathers. Blind. No eyes whatsoever. There is just these dark sockets where eyes should be. And here you would certainly see the reddish hand-like talons that protrude from the bottom, grasping out in your direction as these things come swooping in.
Fucking we smashed initiative today, didn't we?
It really did. So, Grom, seeing this, what do you do?
So, if the turquoisey one at the bottom's got no eyes, it's blind.
Correct.
So do I get advantage against that?
No. Unless... at the moment, yes, you do.
Oh, well, in that case...
At this moment in time, you do. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the distance.
Right, gotcha. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one thing I can do at something 110 feet away. And it's,
Blast!
the bread and butter. Yeah.
Oof! What happens? You what's the Eldritch Blast look like at this range?
Well, I raise my staff high into the air, and the skull that's hanging from the curve of the staff almost rotates on its own, and its eyes glow green before the blast flies out
Roll damage.
and
So you want
hits the eye sockets of the like it's making eye contact with its eye socket. Hadouken.
Immediately, as this speak thief is hit, the other one... still wouldn't have done a thing, but I'm going to throw it up anyway. So as soon as the Eldritch Blast lances out and hits the smaller Speak Thief, the one with one eye just lets out this discordant cacophony as a reaction. If the Speak Thief's mate is within 120 feet and is hit with an attack, this Speak Thief can grant their mate a +2 bonus to its AC until the start of its next turn. So it won't make much of a difference on that attack as you just hit it with the Eldritch Blast, but you just see the slightly smaller Speak Thief just start to careen off as it's punctured by the energies. Any other actions?
Not this range. I'll I'll just stand as I am.
All right. Eggle, you're up.
Well, figures we come out here to talk to them and they decide we're for dinner. Eggle is going to look at this one. This is the one that has like the eyes, obviously, and is like coming in.
The one at the top has a single eye. Yes. The one at the bottom has no eyes.
Okay. Eggle is going to. Let's see. The range is definitely not there. All right. So this is gonna be a little bit risky. But these things are still like kind of like diving at us, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Eggle is going to ready in action.
Okay.
Against this bird with a single eye that is pretty content in being able to see.
What are you readying?
I'm readying ocular necrosis. Because his intention is for this thing to be diving in like, oh, I got you, and then like, oh shit, I can't see, and then hit the ground. That's what he wants. And so he's going to try to do that and like dive out of the way because this thing is also a big bird and it's going to hit with impact like a bird meteor, like a giant chicken nugget. So he's just gonna.
Oh no, death nuggets.
Yeah, this is the spell.
All right. Ocular necrosis.
Yep.
Fuck's sake, that's amazing. I forgot you had that. All right. So yeah, you stand there ready, spell prepped and ready for the Speak Thief as it comes barreling towards you. It is indeed, Prepper. It is indeed. Anything further from you, Eggle? Eggle.
He is just focusing on this one thing.
All right. Katrina, you're up.
Okay. Oh. What she's gonna do is, since they're still kind of incoming, she's gonna pull out her short bow.
Okay.
And attempt to. She's gonna try and go for like a wing to try and disable them speed wise.
Okay.
And she's gonna go for the one towards the bottom first, the teal one.
Yep. So you get advantage on that because it can't see or detect any movement. The arrow flies through.
No.
All right, 5 points of damage, and I will knock it down 10 feet closer. Well, I'll knock it down 20 foot. So is it just the arrow goes through the wing? You see it spin as it drops. So it's now only 10 feet above the ground. And you know that these birds, yes, they're fast in the air, but on the ground, they're not fast at all. You could catch up to one with a brisk jog.
And that's going to be it for her turn. No bonus action.
Okay. Thea, what do you do?
What does she see around her?
Mostly rocks. It's barren. There's no plant life, nothing. It's just dirt and rocks and dust.
So she's gonna spend her time kind of picking some rocks up and is going to hold an action.
Okay. What are you holding?
For when it.
An attack?
She's gonna hold an attack for sure.
Okay. Yorick, what do you do?
I'm going to target the southern one.
Yeah.
Charge forward just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to yeet.
Yeet a javelin.
Yeet a javelin.
What distance is that from it?
I did that just at normal.
Yeah, that's it. That's bang on the number it needs. So yeah, it would be a normal attack for you. You would see as it starts to plummet down with this arrow in its wing, it rights itself at the last minute as you just yeet this javelin, and its head immediately just whips to point in your direction. You get the impression it now knows where you are. Well, 18 is bang on the money. It's exactly what it needed because it had the call out from its mate.
For 7 damages.
All right. Again, it just manages to twist its body. Instead of the javelin impaling it, it just cuts through like the upper part of its wing. Not enough to bring it low, but still painful. And now you will see it this close to it. This bird is easily as big as you, body-wise.
Okay. And as a bonus action, we'll let the carnage floor. The rage.
All right. You rage. You're angry. Why are you angry?
Because I came out here to have a fucking conversation, and these cunts think it's fucking dinner time.
All right. That you done?
Yeah.
So, Speak Thief, the turquoise one who's got an arrow in its wing and just been skimmed by the javelin, is going to dart towards you horizontal, well, sort of come down at an angle, drop close to the ground. And as it gets close to you, the hand-like talons will whip up and it'll try and take a swipe at you, Yorick.
Sorry. That hits, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just adding core points. That's 2.
Immediately, these talons bite deep into your chest. This is going to hurt. As all of these fingers just puncture straight into you, and this Speak Thief basically grapples you by the chest, Yorick, and as its beak comes down, gets within 2 or 3 inches of your face, and you just hear through what sounds to be a garbled speech coming from its throat. Orc, hollow rest. Came to talk, not fight.
Then maybe you should have fucking landed first.
I need you to make me a strength saving throw, please, Yorick.
A strength save.
Yeah.
At advantage because I'm raging.
20. Spot on. At the last minute, just as the Speak Thief starts trying to bat her wings to lift you up, you slip out of the claws, drop to the ground. That's what that one can do. The other Speak Thief, its mate, is going to move the same, 60 feet, which will get them to there. And he too is going to drop down, so it's about 5. Let's go for 10 feet off the ground. As this flies in, looking towards Thea. In fact, do you know what? It's going to dash. Going to move and dash as its action. As it swoops in towards you, Thea.
She will use her attack.
Okay.
In which I know that's not... No, she's not going to use it on that one. She's going to use it on the other one because that would have been within 60 feet. Will you allow that?
Ooh.
Because of,
Go
like,
on, then.
triggering a reaction being within, like, her throwing?
Since it's not its turn anymore, normally no, but I'll let you do it.
Okay.
I'll
Oh,
let you
okay.
do it.
So she's going to pull out... You know what? Fuck it. It's one of those rocks that she picked up.
Yeah.
She's gonna throw it. She's gonna throw it at the one in front of Yorick.
Okay. So as that came in, just as it stuck its claws into Yorick, the stone flies out. Sadly, Egol, as you dip your hand to try and corrode the last eye of the Speak Thief, it dips to the side, probably drops closer to the ground. But yep, Thea, roll attack. 16, it's actually bumped up to 18 because of the Speak Thief's call. So 16 doesn't hit, sadly. Because that's gone up to 18 on the other one.
Oh. She gave it a good effort.
Mm-hmm. So...
Yep.
The rock goes wide. The other Speak Thief swoops in. We spin it around to Grom. What's Grom up to? Grom AFK?
No, Grom's muted.
Okay. Welcome back, Grom.
I just had an amazing plan that took ages to explain, so as I can't be bothered to explain it again, I'm just going to cast a spell.
Shame. Shame.
Yeah. I'm going to try something a little wild. On the close birdie.
Yeah.
I am... No, that's the wrong spell. Hang on.
It's all good, mate. Take all the time.
I'm going to cast even. Words are hard. Grasping Bones.
Oh, okay. All right. DC 14 strength saving throw from the old bird. Of course I get the good rolls today.
Yeah, of course you do.
It dips to the side as the bones try and wrap around it. Oh,
That'd have been so cool.
it would have been, man. It would have been. But alas, this thing just seems to be a little too quick.
Mm-hmm.
Any bonus actions?
You know what? Yeah. And hang on. No, there's a button here somewhere.
It's all good.
Ah, there it is. I am going. Sorry.
No, don't apologise, mate.
I am going to. Still getting used to the new fucking tools.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, bear in mind, this is the second combat, mate. So don't. This goes for all of you. Don't worry about it. You know, it's whole new classes for everyone.
Okay. I'm going to spend a ferocity point.
Okay.
For opportunity.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell Thea.
Yep.
To smack that bird in front of her.
And I will say, as at this point, it's now coming in towards Thea, so it's within range of her slapping it if she so wishes, or using a rock, whatever you want. So Thea, you get to make a melee or a ranged attack.
She's gonna use a rock because, you know, a rock is harder than her hand and it's an improvised weapon.
18 hits. You smack it with the rock.
And this is because we're not throwing it, right?
It's up to you. It's entirely up to you. How are you?
Yeah, she's gonna throw it
Okay.
as up against the head, because then that way that she can use. Would that be considered a ranged attack because she's throwing it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because it's an improvised weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she'll do +2 bonus damage to the 10.
Okay. So that takes down to that one. Is the rock going to shatter upon impact?
You know what? Yeah, because there's all kinds of fucking rocks around. It's gonna shatter. Let me shatter that.
All right.
I've got a thing on there.
You may as well.
Shatter.
You may as well use it whilst you
Let's
can.
just throw everything that we have at it.
It should be a feature, a special free use, I believe.
Did it roll? I clicked it.
It didn't. Just roll me 1d10 for now. I'll fix that later. I think it's d10 or d4. Roll me a dice. It's all good at the minute. I shall worry about the.
I'll take an 8.
Take an 8. Absolutely. So, Grom, you try and spear the thing with the bones. As it dips to the side, you quickly shout at Thea, who, with a rock in hand, yeets it, which claps the Speak Thief in the side of the head, causing it to hit the ground for a moment as it rolls. So I'm basically going to drop it down to ground level. This one, you would see it try and... you see its beak moving and this horrific gurgling noise coming from the throat. This one's not speaking. Any movement, Grom?
No, I'm going to stand as is.
All right. Eggle, you're up.
All right. So she just slapped the shit out of this bird. You can kind of see what's going on over here with Yorick, and that he's a bit more bloodied, so he's going to just come down here and zip a poisoned needle at this thing.
Okay.
For some reason I don't have the character at the bottom, so I need to do all this with the character sheet.
No worries. Blue button on the left.
Combat HUD.
Argon combat HUD.
Just do it from
Yeah.
there for now.
20. The needle flies through, slamming into the Speak Thief.
Right. Dreamer, just hits him. Hit them though.
Absolutely. The rolls are with me today. I'm loving this. This is a rarity. Okay, so yeah, immediately the needle punctures into it. Any bonus actions?
The combat HUD button is just bringing up like the players at the bottom. It doesn't actually bring up mine.
Isn't? Huh.
Oh,
Not sure why that is. Have you got you? Click on you. See if that works.
Yep. Yeah, I had selected myself, toggle the HUD, and it just comes up with a player list, but doesn't actually come up with the thing at the bottom.
How peculiar. We'll have a look at that later. Are you good using the couch sheet for now?
Yes.
Cool. Anything further from you then, Eggle? Any bonus actions?
I don't believe so.
All right. In that case, then, Katrina, you're up.
She is. So, let's see. She's going to rush up to where Yorick is. If I use the correct tool. But, like, back into the side 5 feet, but since her spear has the reach property, she can still hit it from here.
Absolutely.
So she's going to strike at the blinded speak thief.
Yeah.
Do I get advantage on that still because it's blind?
No, you are now within 60 feet of it. This thing has blind sight, so it is now aware of your presence. But an 18 will hit. It's new turn. It's now lost its +2 to AC.
6 damage.
Excellent.
And then she will move one more step forward after the spear hit.
Mm-hmm.
And for my bonus action,
Let's do it.
we're gonna do some monk bullshit.
Yeah!
Flurry of blows.
Go for it. 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Where do I put it? Is unarmed strike? Do I just use that for my...
I can drag it onto... see above your portrait. Do you have the unarmed strike?
Got it. Yep.
There you go.
I put it there.
There you go. Attack. Can use the same one. Just click attack twice and damage twice. First attack, hit. Second swing. And we'll do damage after if you want, or you can do attack damage.
Okay.
Entirely up to you. So the first strike hits, the second strike doesn't. So roll damage once.
Yay! 2 points.
What does this look like? First time you've used Flurry of Blows. What happens? What's this whole sequence? How does it play out?
Yeah, so she strikes at it with her spear, and then she closes in to punch it twice, and then like she punches it once and hits, and then forgets that her spear is still in her other hand and fudges it for the second hit. So yeah, she's still learning close combat, so it's fine, but yeah.
Excellent.
And then that is my turn done.
Thea, you are up.
Oh. No, let's not get too creative, because whenever that happens, shit goes wrong. I know. Let's just do another rock.
Okay.
And she's gonna throw it again.
At this point, with it being so close to you, it wouldn't matter anyway. But yeah, that's fine. 13. With it being so close, it just lifts its wing up. A brief gust of wind blows the rock, causing it to just skitter over its shoulder.
Not gonna waste that. So that's gonna be it for her.
Okay. Yorick.
I'm raging, so I'll hit him with my axe.
17 hits. Doesn't have the +2 anymore. So AC is 16.
4. 10
That's
damage.
not bad. That's not bad. Any further actions?
I'll gain a goal point.
All right. Any bonus actions?
No.
Nope. Okay. So, as what's it look like as you drive the axe into it?
Well, because it's flapping about, I aim for the body, but it kind of like skitters up, and I just slash at one of its limbs, put a nasty gash right down its leg, claw, whatever.
At that, you just hear this voice ring out from the beak of the speak thief. You now get the smell of rot from its breath as it's trying to speak to you. So you know that whatever vocal cords it has now almost got to the point where it needs some new ones. But you just hear it as it rears its head back. Try to tell orc that we not problem. You have worse thing coming. And it's then going to peck your head, Yorick. Or at least attempt to. Which it doesn't. What it is going to do, though, is use a feature. As it tries to peck you, you dip your head aside. It pulls back for a moment, and seeing Katrina up close to it, its feathers begin to emit this bright flash, Yorick. And with you being so close to it, you can't turn away. So for the next attack against it, you have disadvantage. No save. This is just a thing, an ability of the Speak Thief, as its feathers just begin to glow this incredibly bright turquoisey teal colour. So yeah, one creature of the Speak Thief choice within 30 feet that it can see has disadvantage on attack tests against this creature until the start of the Speak Thief's next turn. Towards you, Thea. As this other Speak Thief hits the ground, gargling, gurgling, this doesn't have any vocal cords, it's just letting out this horrific murmur. One could say it's an unsettling murmur. I need... Oh, it's not got the thing attached to it. That's a shame. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw? DC 14, please, Thea. This gurgling noise coming from the Speak Thief is off-putting. You've not heard... It's not just a gurgling, it's a wail, a moan, something trying to speak that shouldn't. And it sends a shiver up your spine. You are frightened of this being. So you can't move closer to it. And you have disadvantage on ability checks or attack rolls whilst you can see. So Thea, why do you find this this unpleasant? Is there anything particular about this eyeless or one-eyed, gurgling giant bird that's disturbing to you?
The sounds remind her of her childhood and her mother's conquests at night. Well, during the day, actually, while she's playing by the fire, trying to keep warm, and it reminds her of that.
All right, that's its action.
Oh no.
I've got nothing.
End of the turn. Everyone make me a perception check, please. Good rolls. Apart from Katrina. And sadly, Grom doesn't see it either. Katrina, you're too focused on the speak thief in front of you. Grom, you two have got Thea. You've got this unsettling sound being emitted by this giant bird, so you don't see what's just off. But for Eggle, for Thea, for Yorick, you see a plume of dirt, of dust, of sand, of earth beginning to crack and peel open, approaching you. And since you've all been playing a bit of that Dune recently, there you go. Bursting out of the dirt is this horrific worm-like being. Several tentacles poke out, and Yorick, the speak thief next to you, just screams in your ear, "Try to tell Orc, but no, listen, no. At that, we'll have a quick break, shall we?
Yeah, why not?
I think at this point Grom's apoplectic with rage.
Oh boy.
Alright, we will be but a moment. Refill the drink. I've returned.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Come back.
Well, he's a good-looking chappie.
Yeah, and these bird things deserve to die for being fucking bellends and not just landing and strolling up and saying, "Yeah, there's a worm coming." No, we'll dive bomb you. Don't you? And I pull its voice box out and keep it as a trophy.
So, Grom, since you're there and you're back, do you wish to go? What do you wish to do? Welcome
Let me
back.
just get the ruler out for a second.
Uh-huh.
Oh, mate.
It's in range.
I mean, it's not. But would I have been close enough to hear the one
Yes.
with the voice box?
Yes. They're not quiet.
Marvelous. Cool.
It's
So I'm going to stride forward.
it's difficult to understand to make the words out in its current state, but you would certainly been able to hear it scream at Yorick at that moment. Especially
Yeah,
as
we're
this-
having a screaming match at the minute.
So I'm just going to shout, "Leave the birds!" And I am going to punctuate what I'm saying by firing a very green bolt at a very big thing
Yeah.
at my maximum range.
So you would just see, again, basically a worm-like body, 4 giant tendrils that have got suckers, this horrific beak. You've all seen these things before. They are known as fissure worms. They aren't common, but they basically burrow anywhere and everywhere.
Well, I take it these things aren't chatty and
No,
friendly.
no, not at all.
Well, that's delightful then. Fuck's sake.
Oh,
My
the
green
ta-
bolt just shows everyone where it is
Yeah.
and doesn't hit it.
As you fire it in, because at this point it's just burst out of the ground. The bolt blasts through, causes the dust to depart, and that's when you see these 4 giant tentacles just sprawl out, and this horrific blah, 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 noise. Any bonus actions?
No, thank you.
Okay, Eggle, you're up.
All right then. Well. Eggle is going to strut up here. He's going to attempt to fire at this thing
Okay.
with a hand crossbow. Twang.
Easy. In fact, the underbelly doesn't seem armoured at all. The bolt just flies through, punctures straight in.
And for a whopping... Oh.
Oh my god!
Okay.
The bolt goes through and immediately this greenish blood just begins to pump. out of the wound. That's really good.
So Eggle just kind of scurries up next to Grom, aims the bolt, and fires it, just kind of not even expecting much out of it, just due to what this thing is and how big it is. And when this all hits, he's just, ah! Looks at the hand crossbow and back to the thing, and back to the hand crossbow. And just kind of like, it's got this shrug looking over Grom, like, I don't know how that worked.
Grum's just gonna look at him and flash him a thumbs up.
Yeah, it's not armored. It's just fleshy.
Right. I think that's all I got right now.
Okay. Katrina.
So, Grom got her attention with the shouting and the green bolt, so she's gonna shout at the bird, "I'm so sorry! Please forgive us and thank you," and then she's going to
roll me a persuasion. No, in fact, sorry, let's go with it's not persuasion. Give me a social check, please.
God.
All right. Okay. Carry on. See what happens.
So she's gonna try and step 5 feet to the side to get a clearer picture, like free of the wingspan of this thing.
Mm-hmm. The head immediately swivels towards you and then back towards Yorick. As it just continues now, just squawking and screeching in Yorick's face. The talons still trying to rip Yorick up. But it ignores you.
Okay, so she will swap her spear for her bow again, just kind of do a quick change on her back and try and shoot an arrow at the big guy.
Okay. A 21 will hit.
Yay!
Big money. Let's go. I mean, it's respectable.
Not awful, not awful.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna hold on to my other resources.
Okay.
For now. So that's my turn.
Yep, you will see, again, the arrow flies through, sinks into it, blood splurts out from this horrific amalgamation. It's not hard to hit. It's just big and angry. Thea, what are you up to?
So she's kind of like cringing right now, and she's gonna disengage because she's got to get out of the situation.
Just this bird just going in your ear.
And disengages to this point, and then is like, so glad to be out of that situation, and sees the thing in front of her and is gonna use a dash.
Okay.
Did I go too far? Hold on. Did I go too far?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. And that's gonna be her action because she's ready to put that sound and that bird behind her, and to focus on the future, which is this worm.
Yeah. All right. In that case, then, Yorick, you're up.
So look at this fucking speak thief, and I'm gonna go, fuck off out my face then, or die.
It stops its hand-like talons for a moment, flaps its wings as it hovers in front of you and just spits out, "I take I when dead." And it seems to
Yorick
back away
says
from
nothing
you.
and just fucking stomps forward, pulls out the javelin and yeets it at this fucking beast. I'll get her about here.
Yeah.
Just yeet a javelin. Shit, 14 hits.
14 hits. It's not hard to hit it. It's big. Roll damage as the javelin sails through the air. For 8.
For 8 damages.
Alright.
And a goal point.
Sticks into it. The tentacles around its maw just begin to flail as it... Is that you done? Any bonus actions?
No, I'm good.
Alright. With a burrow speed of 50, it pounces into the ground, and with this, the tentacles begin to claw away at the dirt in front of it. You are 65 feet away. Oh. Right. So it just begins to burrow through the ground, dirt and rocks being kicked up in a plume. Yeah, it's wounded but hungry. It sees things in front of it, so that's for the moment. Yeah, why not? It's going to use its action to dash. As it bursts up at the ground, rears up, the maw begins to loom down upon you, Yorick. The tentacles start rising up. In fact, it's going to move there, so it clips Thea as well. Yeah, Thea. There we go. Oh. So that's move, its action, no bonus actions. So that's the Fisher Worm. The Speak Thief, the one that's wounded, it's going to take flight. 30 feet up in the air. And then 20 feet away. And the other one will look towards the Fisher Worm. Sure, why not? That's got an eye. It's going to flash its feathers at the worm. Doesn't make a difference. Worm's got no eyes. Never mind. And then yeah, it's just going to go 30 feet up in the air. And 20 feet close to its mate. Alright, Grom, you're up.
It's basically done a...
Fuck all.
No, it's done a octopus's ink and fuck off.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
It's the Speak Thief's version of giving it the one finger salute.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just reading something to see if it works.
Yep. So yeah, this thing doesn't have eyes. Blind sight, tremor sense.
Cool. Absolutely fine. So I'm going to start my bonus action. And I'm going to tell it to put its face down.
Alright. Charisma. It has a charisma of 5. Let's find that. That's a crit fail.
Would you like me to roll my?
No.
Intimidation?
No.
I don't think you can physically get a -2, can you?
No. Unless you
I mean, I
wish to
could
try and go
crit
for...
fail.
Unless you... I mean, that's crit failed.
Yeah.
That-
We'll do it just for giggle value.
Absolutely, in case you get the
Intimidation.
crit success.
No, I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
Fucking a 2? A fucking 2?
Balance.
I want to go
Slap
back
fight.
to being Garrett. Garrett never had these roles.
Regardless, though, what happens? It doesn't understand you, but spoken words. But how do you go on?
I say the spoken words, but I also sort of project a vibration through the air from the sound waves of my voice. Going back to June, a bit like the old Benny Jesuit.
Yeah.
And it just smashes its face into the ground next to Thea.
So yeah, you basically have advantage on attack rolls against it until the end of your next turn.
Oh, that's delightful, is that? So I'm going to cast a spell.
Yep. Worm eaten by worm. Let's go.
Yes.
Yes. Worm on worm action.
Yeah. That worm's got worms.
Oh dear.
So,
So I shoot a corpse worm, and the magic just starts creeping out of my staff and then across the floor. And then it makes contact with the worm's underside and just burrows its way in like a corkscrew.
nice. So yeah, we've got Wormception now. We have a worm in a worm. That's awesome. Awful.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's
Awful,
pretty
but
good.
awesome.
And then I'm going to gonna move to the side a bit,
Okay.
and Rune's obviously inside my hood.
Yeah. All right. If that's you done, Eggle, you're up.
All right. So, Eggle is going to scurry this way because he doesn't like being near these birds, regardless of the fact whether or not this is here. Right there. And he's going to turn, and he's going to use an ability that we have not used before.
Ooh.
But it
Okay.
seems like it would be very useful here. Yeah.
Sting.
Yes. So using an action and spending 5 ferocity points, choosing creature within 60 feet that I could see, which is this big old thing. And please, for the love of God. Just, yeah. He's firing this similar to the poison needles, but this time there's like a gathering of this glass that's dripping with poison, and he launches it at this thing, and it's going to deal a massive it's going to take a point of damage.
Okay. Yep. So it's a point of damage.
And now every time it takes damage, it's going to take an additional d6 necrotic, and if it's a half health less, it's going to be 2d6 additional. For a minute.
For
Well,
10
that's a
rounds.
Yes.
That's cool. So this poison needle slams into it again. Small, but with a creature this large, the poison just begins to circulate, to pump around. Not at half health yet, but with the way things are going, it shouldn't be too long. If you keep the rolls up.
And That is Eggle's entire turn.
Okay. Katrina, you're up.
All right, so Katrina is going to do more bullshit.
I mean, you're a monk. I'd be upset if you didn't.
Yeah, so very easy. I'm gonna use 4 ferocity points to do my jumpy stabby thing.
Yeah.
Where is my jumpy stabby thing? Leap.
Every time you do that, just picture it being like a Final Fantasy Dragoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag this to my bar. Okay, so she's going to run up. Run up. There we go. And then she is going to plunge her spear into the ground and kind of like use it as like a pole vault.
Mhm.
And do her leap bullshit.
Okay. Constitution saving throw from the worm. It is pretty hardy, so we shall see. $15. So sadly, as you leap, instead of stabbing it in the soft underbelly, your spear finds its mark more on the back keratin, the more armored sections of it.
Oh, so it doesn't take damage when it's safe?
Correct, yeah. So each creature within 5 feet of you, when you end this move, must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 2d6 damage of your weapon's type and have their speed halved.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, if they fail it by
So
5 or more. In fact, that's DC 10's really low. What's that currently running off?
I don't know, but I feel like it should be my wisdom
think
and it
it
should be higher.
Bear with me. Let me double check. Because that just
I
seemed
think you still would
incredibly
have saved. I think it should be like a 13 or 14. So I think you'd still have saved, but...
low. Yes. What's your... DC calculation should be... What's your highest? Dex?
Dex or wisdom.
Yes. Dex or wisdom, they're the same.
Which do you prefer?
For
I mean,
something
for
like this...
leap, I would say Dex.
Dex? Okay.
So let me just have a quick look what that comes up with now. DC 13, yeah. So yeah, 15 does save, but yeah, it's now, in future, it was now based on DC 13. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's still safe, so no change here, but yeah. So then she is going to be like, God damn it! I gotta work on that.
I'll have a look at
And
that.
then seeing as how she's like right up this thing's butt crack now, for my bonus action, I am going to patient defense.
Okay. Excellent. So you dodge.
Can I point
So that
something
means
out?
if it attacks me, does it attack? It used to give the person disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I want.
Go on, Eggle. You have something?
I was just gonna say that doesn't look like leap actually takes your attack action though. It looks like it's a dash action.
Oh, it's a bonus
And-
action.
Yeah. So you have your Yeah. You're right actually. So yeah, you take the dash action, and because you can take dash as
Oh,
a
okay.
bonus, if you wish, as a monk, you can. So it's up to you. You can choose either to use that leap as an action or as a bonus action.
Bonus action.
Okay. So I'll refund.
Yeah, refund the patient defense. And then I'll stab with my spear.
Cool. Excellent. So yeah, everyone, bear with us. This is like the second combat ever. We're all still learning classes. And there's a lot of new stuff added in for everyone to get their heads around. Well, 15, the spear strikes true.
Ooh, big damage.
Big damage, yeah. And on top of that, an additional 3 points of damage from the poison as that kicks in. Not at half health yet, sadly. In fact, what I will do... there you go. Since we've now got something that kicks in at half health, if you hover over it, I will show the old bar off.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Alright. Thea, you're up.
Couple of questions, because I have two things that I'm considering doing.
Go for it.
So I see now you have requirements around oil since we set everything on fire. And you said, so throwing oil on that is an action. Is it like, because I have like a torch and stuff, is that an additional action?
Yes.
That's like
you would
next
need to,
round?
Yes, you would need to spend time to light a torch. And then also throw. You can't throw light torch, throw torch in a few seconds. So if you'd have come in with a torch pre-lit, absolutely. Or if someone else, if you want to throw oil in and somebody else on their turn lights it, that can be done. But you can't light a torch and throw oil all in one turn.
Okay. Well, that's why I asked, because I saw the new requirements, because we like to burn shit. Can I use a rope as an improvised weapon? Because here's what I'm thinking. Tell me yes or no, and then you guys all say, "Hey, you're getting too creative. Let's scale back." Yeah. Because Grom had put the head towards her, like it had slammed to the ground. She's gonna use that as like a noose and try to like pull it and try to like
close its mouth,
choke and snap the head off.
All right, sure, why not?
She got it around the head.
Yeah, why not? I like that. I like that idea. Let's go for it.
All right.
Yeah, I'll say you can attempt to try and restrain it, or not. Great idea. But as you for execution, as you whip the rope out, you quickly spin it, try and loop it over Shire-Lude's or the Fisher Worm's maw. But at the last minute, it just lifts its head ever so slightly, and it ends up just sliding off its carapaced head. Also, Smiling Bear 420, thank you for that sub. I appreciate it. Welcome back.
Would you consider that a melee attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in melee range. Absolutely.
So she's gonna use 2 ferocity points.
Yep.
And she's gonna do that again at advantage.
Excellent.
She's gonna tighten it even more. Like she's gonna like somehow brace herself around Yurik to try to get just a little bit more stability.
And this time you do. You loop the rope over, the rope sails through the air, lands on the other side, and you manage to just reach out with a hand, grasp hold of it, and then just pull it tight.
And I'm gonna say, with that, like the rope is gonna, it's gonna snap because like we're holding it so tight.
Okay, so that's 10 points from the initial rope pulling, 5 points from the poison damage of sting that kicks in, and then
let's see, where is my
shatter? So shatter's an extra D4. So just roll 1d4 because I'll change that now actually. While I think about it.
Oh wait, hold on. That did 2d4. Hold on. Let me re-roll that. I'm not trying to cheat, although sometimes I do try to find loopholes.
Don't you worry. 1d4. All right. In future, shatter will now actually give you a thing to roll. All right. So with that shattering, that's an additional 3 points of damage. So in total, 18 points. Nice. And it's 1 point off half. Yorick, you're up.
Yeah, we'll go with axe because it was in his hand. He's swinging his axe today. We'll give the good news.
All right.
That's enough.
As this happens, you're just about to go to swing in as Thea loops the rope over, pulls it tight, the rope snaps, Thea falls back into you. Thea, Yorick, both of you make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Oh no! Oh no! Yorick, you don't land the hit as Thea crashes into you. But Thea, as the rope snaps, cuts in, you crash into Yorick. He loses his balance briefly, but then just pushes you aside, so you're the one who gets knocked prone.
Asshat.
Yorick, any further actions?
No, Yorick can't form sentences because he's that angry now, so I'm not even going to shout at her. Because words don't come out, it's just noise and grunts and stuff at this fight. So yeah, no, that's me.
Oh man, alright. Does Barbarian not get a bonus attack as a rage thing anymore? Or is that later levels?
It does, but it is an extra goal point.
Okay. Oh, you're saving them up.
Yes.
Okay, I know what's coming.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I know what's coming. Alright, so in that case then, the Fisher Worm is going to turn its attention to the two individuals that have caused it most grief. The big slab of meat and the smaller slab of meat now splayed out on the floor. Yorick. No one's aimed for its tentacles, so it's still got all four of them. Let's go with the tentacle grab. Yorick, you're going to get two of the tentacles sweep towards you.
That hit.
First one hits, second one also hits.
Hits.
So two damages from the tentacles as they slam into you. That was a terrible roll.
Wow,
Even worse.
Yeah.
Massive damage. Wow. Okay.
But with that, you are automatically grappled by it. Yes. To escape is a DC 18. Bear with me. Yeah, basically DC 18 strength save or strength ability check to break free from the grapple of this thing, as all of these suckers just wrap around you. As for you, Thea, the two tentacles now, the other two from its maw, will lash out towards you. So first attack, second attack. God dear me. Alright, so one of them hits you, Thea, and same again as the tentacle wraps around you. Suckers 6 damage, and you too are now grappled. So both Yorick and Thea are suckered onto, as Pocket yet to put it, the hentai monster, the Fisher Worm.
I was laying on the ground anyways, so he kind of helped me be able to jump down.
Oh, I forgot you're on the ground. I could have attacked you at advantage. Never mind. But you're no longer. No, I'm not going to. You're no longer prone as it lifts you up, but you are grappled. Speak thieves. Gonna be pieces of shit. I'm just gonna circle around. I'm just gonna float and look for anyone who's dead to pick their eyeballs or the voice boxes out. Grom, you're up.
Nice. Well, as I've still got advantage.
Yeah, until the end of your turn.
Yep. I'm going to shoot at the remaining tentacle.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's the only one I could safely shoot at.
All right.
So Eldritch Blaze to an advantage.
27 will hit it.
I think I might.
10 points of damage, and you can blow the tentacle off. Oh fuck!
Just wielded it into existence.
Boom! With that, the Eldritch Blast hits it, severing one of the large suckered tendrils. The poison continues to course through its body. It's now below half health.
Nice.
So, future hits. Eggle, what do future hits do now?
They're going to do 2d6 damage.
This green ichor's now starting to splash all over the place, coating Yorick, coating Thea. Katrina, you're safe at the back at the minute. Corpse worm, yeah, what's that do? Because that's in it.
That's going to go nom 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 nom.
All right, let me add... I'll put that on just for the corpse worm. Fucking 10 points from corpse worm. It's damage.
Does that trigger the poison as well?
And from
each individual source, yeah.
That's an individual source. So
let me make sure that I'm not. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. So
it's an individual source. Go for it.
the creature takes an additional 1d6 necrotic damage whenever it takes damage from any attack. So does the worm count as an attack?
It does. The worm is inside of it, attacking it now.
Oh, that's good stuff. Okay.
Oh my god, this is gross.
This is amazing. For another 6 points of damage. So at this point, this fisher worm's got a tentacle that's been blown off. It's got crossbow bolt, arrow, javelin, cuts, spewing ichor out. It's awful state. Worm inside, the wormception as this corpse worm's now burrowing its way through the larger worm. Ginger mechanics, how you doing? Cool. Grom, anything further from you?
No, I'm just stand there, happy in the job well done.
Eggle.
Eggle has seen what Grom has done here, so he's going to try to aim at one of these tentacles, just anywhere near the top, like try to hit one of the tentacles.
Okay. Two of them are currently latched onto Yorick. One's currently latched onto Thea. If you miss, I'm going to redirect the attack onto them.
I can take it.
Well, I think we're going to just try to burn this thing down then. So he's going to just target its main body, trying to deal with it before it has the opportunity to try to eat one of them.
How did you know?
I just have this inkling to think that's where that's going.
That's our guy. Welcome in. Hello. Well, Eggle, yeah.
That's why I went towards the butt.
That's what she said.
Wait.
You always
The poison needle flies through, slamming into it. 7 points of damage. That's good. All right.
And
how's it going? It's going well, as you can see. Giant awful worm thing. Another 9 points as the poison currently coursing through this thing now begins to go into overdrive. you will see parts of its skin start. In fact, Eggle, how does the poison affect it at this stage?
Essentially, this thing is just the more that it's being struck, it's like this corrosive chain reaction with every blow. It's causing the poison to spurt over and cascade over its body, so it's just effectively melting from the inside a little bit.
Yeah, melting and being eaten by another smaller worm.
Well, let me check.
What a way to go.
It says if the creature's current hit points are below half of its hit point maximum, the additional damage increases to 2d6. So I think we're doing this right.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is exactly what I wanted to see. This is great. Anything further from you, Eggle? Any movement? Any bonus actions?
Eggle is going to move just a little bit in case this thing starts thrashing this way. He doesn't want to be too close to Grom.
Okay.
That's where he'll end his turn.
Cool. Katrina. At its rear, what are you up to?
Not getting eaten.
Smart.
Maybe getting shat on. Who knows? But she is going to up the butt with her spear.
Yeah. And speared it is. 4 damage from the spear. 7 from the sting.
And then, because why not, for my bonus action,
Just gonna start punching it.
she gonna punch that bitch.
Punch it in the rusty sheriff's badge.
Go for it. First strike hits true.
And the second strike.
Also, both of them. It's not hard to miss it.
This is gonna kill it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping with the poison, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's first one. Second unarmed strike damage. Is it enough? Is it enough? Oh, no, it's not!
Damn it!
Oh.
I tried, guys!
This thing, though,
that
is just
is her turn.
spewing ichor, blood all over the place, thrashing around. Yorick and Thea, you're being tossed side to side in its tendrils. Thea.
She's going to pull out, like, the last rock that she had picked up in her hands moving, and is just going to, as it kind of swings the arm in front of the head, just kind of bash it. Hopefully.
Yeah. You bash it.
And the rock is going to shatter on its head.
It is, yep. Go for it if you're going to shatter the rock. Thea. How do you bring it down?
Well, she's going to cave in. Because she's going like... It's like she somehow felt the aura of Yorick's rage and is just bashing the shit out of the top of the head until it's like concaved in, and like there's just this massive hole from it until there's just like no more rock. And then they are kind of like laid onto the ground as it slowly kind of crumbles down, and then it is just like fizzling and bubbling from this poison as it like eats it away.
There is a slight caveat to this though, as it dies, as its body hits the dirt. Thea, Yorick, you are dropped unceremoniously to the ground as Thea bashes its brains in.
How high up are they?
I mean, this thing's pretty tall, so I would say about 15 feet. But it doesn't drop to the ground to the point of them being damaged. That's not the issue here. The fact that its brain's just been caved in. It begins to convulse. I'm gonna need Thea and Yorick to make me a dexterity saving throw as the entire contents now, that is this poison acidic mass that's been liquefied inside of the worm, just begins to gush out of its mouth, splaying out all over Yorick and Thea as they're dropped to the ground. The worm is dead, but ignore the bludgeoning damage from this, which the bludgeoning damage is 4. So you both take 6 points of acid damage as the contents of whatever was in the fissure worm just spray out over you both.
I feel like I made really good positioning choices this fight.
The suckers begin to peel back off of you as the creature just slumps to the ground, its head now caved in by Thea's rock. Is that over?
No.
No, go on.
No. Yorick's seething. Absolutely seething. And these fucking stupid speak thieves are flying around like it's fucking nobody's business. I'm gonna use Eviscerate and I'm gonna hurl my great axe at this stupid fucking speak thief. Could suck a fucking dick.
They're both just flapping their wings above you all. As you just see Yorick turn, heft his axe in hand and just boom. Oh my god.
Yeet.
With your eviscerating your gore points, instant crit. Oh god. 28 points of damage. Boom.
And I just shout, "Fuck off!"
What do you want the outcome of this to be? It's not dead, of course, but... Oh, actually, that's a 30-foot drop. Oh, no. Oh,
I wanted to think better about fucking coming around here and acting all funny buggers.
Oh, that's a 30-foot drop. Bear with me, folks.
Did I just knock it out the sky?
Yeah. I mean, with a crit, that's and an axe of that. I think, yeah, it's definitely got to be a... Oh man!
This is like the anime pro tag throwing something and it like somehow like nearly breaches the speed of sound and hits something like a freaking meteor.
He's taking his wing off.
So this is where I now get to pose a question to you guys in regards to falling damage for the campaign going forward. Obviously, in D&D, normally it's 10 feet, 1d6 bludgeoning damage every 10 feet fell. Or we can go with the slightly more hardcore rules of after the first 10 feet, it's then 1d6 for every 5 foot dropped. What would you prefer?
Oh, is that the one you put in the campaign
Yes.
document?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were doing that anyway. So
All right. In that case, if we're happy to do that anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Fall damage then in that case is so the first 10 feet, nothing. So that's 20 foot. So that's 4d6 of additional damage as this thing plummets into the ground for an additional 15 points. This is the one that can speak. Oh god.
not for long.
Not for fucking long. Yeah, it's on the deck now, is it?
Yeah, it's on the deck. Oh, shit. Are we still going? All right.
Right. And now I'm standing over it.
Oh no.
And I shall
Yurick.
end my turn.
Don't you think, well, okay. You have at it.
At this point, I'm going to end combat, give you guys some time to go where you want to go. If this goes into combat again, then we'll roll initiative. But yeah, for this, you just see Yorick hurl his axe at the Speak Thief. It slams into its upper shoulder, causing one of the wings to just immediately go limp. As it spirals through the air, it just plummets into the ground. Blood splays out across the cracked earth, and the other Speak Thief, this one can't speak at the moment. It's just now cawing loudly, unable to fully comprehend what the fuck just happened to its mate. What do the rest of you do as Yorick now starts to stride up towards the downed bird?
Thea's gonna say, normally, guys, I would say, resources for the Haven, but didn't they try to warn us? I'm on the fence.
Wait, are you talking about the birds being resources for the Haven?
Did you not see Katrina? Yurick is in rage mode. He's about to kill some birds.
Well, I don't. I think we should let them live, honestly. They did try to warn us, even if they didn't do it very well.
Eggle, Grom, anything from you two as Katrina and Thea are having this quick back and forth? Yorick's still approaching the bird. Yorick, I imagine you're drawing the...
Yeah, I'm drawing my greatsword now. Unless somebody stops him, he's going to cave this fucking bird's beak in.
Grom's not really paying any attention to what's going on. He's walked over to the tentacle that he blew off, and he's trying to decide whether it's worth his effort to drag the tentacle back to the camp or just leave it there.
Anything from you, Eggle?
Eggle, we need some rational, educated theory.
So Eggle had just been moving towards the worm because he didn't even really register the birds. And just seeing this bird's on the ground. It's like, so he's gonna try to dash up and not like get in front of Yorick because that seems like a horrible fucking idea. But he's just basically gonna like get a hold of his leg and like start yanking on him, like, hold off, don't.
Okay, then he'll just stop with fucking Eggle attached to his leg and go, what?
If you end the bird, it won't be able to come back, which I understand is your goal, but maybe they know who the boss is now, who is you, obviously, and they won't try to be clever again.
Yorick reaches down and grabs the bird by the beak, and he goes, "You won't be clever from now on."
through, even though his beak's closed, you hear a voice being emitted from the rotting voice box in this thing's throat, like, "Mercy, orc, show mercy."
He'll drop the beak and be like, "Get out of my fucking sight."
The other Speak Thief at this point now lands next to you, Yorick. Again, it's easily as tall, if not slightly taller than you, as it rears up. But then seeing the situation, it slowly bows its head towards you in deference.
Would we know, do all of the birds look the same, or would we be able to determine if they came back, like different markings to make sure that they're the same birds, or should we brand them?
I dare say that one's going to have a fucking great big scar on it.
Yeah. He's gonna probably fly in like slightly to the left for the rest of its life. You know, gonna be extra good at circling.
Then we'll know.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
so go on.
I was just gonna say, Yorick's gonna skulk off and be like, "You deal with the fucking feathered things," and he's just gonna grab the beak of this worm, and he's so angry, he's gonna try and drag the whole thing back to town.
But Yorick, it's poison. I don't know how useful it's gonna be.
You're gonna pull something.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Your tattoo. Oh, your tattoo.
I'll tell you for a fact what happens as Yorick grabs like the edge of the beak and starts to walk. You just see his feet. He's doing the walking motions, but his feet's just dragging across the dirt. This worm's way too big to drag, so he's walking in place.
I'll let go and I'll be like, "Fuck!" and I'll just kick the fucking thing.
I'll run in. I'll get Varshan and the crafters, and we'll figure out the best way to harvest it. How about that?
Ooh, and in the meantime, you can let your aggression out. Just beat the shit out of it.
So Katrina runs back into base and says, we're all clear, but we need some people to tell Varn, and we need people to help harvest and bring in the materials.
You can start right here. And
I mean,
she's gonna point like towards the left of the head that's already caved in. Just go. Just start. Oh, wait. But
very quickly,
she's going to move back because she doesn't want the poison to splash on her.
2 seconds. Eggle, can you just quickly roll me an animal handling check whilst this is going on, please, since you're still with the birds? So yeah, rest of you carry on.
It's a bloody good roll there.
It's a very good roll. But yeah, so carry on with what you're planning to drag this in. I'm just going to... Eggle, I'm going to just message you something.
Go ahead, Katrina. I mean, whatever we need to get it back. I just want to.
I mean, she's already gone and run back to the gate and said, "Hey, can you send us out some artisans?" So I would imagine she'd wait there till people come out, and then she'd lead Varn and various craftspeople back to the corpse, and then they'd kind of create a ring of work around the beast, and start assessing like what's salvageable, what's not, and then start doing their various like cuts, and like there's like hand carts to drag stuff back. It's turned into a whole production. We're very efficient at this, because I would imagine this is not the first worm that has died outside the gates that we've managed to kill.
Okay, Grom's gonna come back dragging the tentacle that he shot up. He's like, "Here, you have this as well."
Oh, thank you.
And then he just waggles it.
Hey, you put it down. We'll...
I would imagine the way he waggles it is with like 2 hands, like the whole body of it.
2 hands and a mage hand.
Yeah, like a body pillow just being waved in the air.
Gosh, you'd think an orc of his age would have more, but whatever. She just mutters to the people she's working next to.
So yeah, we're basically I guess we're basically just taking the entire carcass of this fisher worm back home. to be stripped down for anything and everything useful.
No
Yeah.
Yeah,
waste.
the stripping is happening like where it died, just because it's so big.
Excellent. We'll figure
Eggle
out.
is going to,
Yeah, go on, sorry, go on,
suture
Eggle.
the bird. Eggle's going to basically first aid this bird, and then once that's done and he's content it's not going to bleed out mid-flight, he's going to look at the one that actually has a fucking eyeball, and he's going to point to the northwest towards the ravines that's also kind of away from Hollow Rest. If you fuck off that way, you might get a right meal.
The one-eyed speak thief tilts his head towards you, Eggle, before nodding twice and spreading its wings out, making this horrific gurgling noise. Maybe it's trying to say thanks, but it's just a that comes out of its mouth. The other one doesn't seem to be so talkative now.
Yeah, not so fucking chatty now, are you?
But
And,
before it
he'll just let them
departs,
go.
before it departs, with its stitched up wing, it will be able to fly just, though it will be really painful. The wounded speak thief just gurgles out what I've just whispers a few words to you before saying, "We back. If other news is found." And with that, the two speak thieves, one quickly rises into the air, its mate, with one wing flapping a little quicker than the other. They begin to set off.
I take it there's been some feathers knocked out in all of the damage.
Abso-fucking-lutely, yes.
So we'll collect a few. We'll collect them for fletching and the like.
Roll me a natural law check, Grom.
Ooh. If I could find my mouse pointer, there we go. Natural law.
Something. In fact, rather than I'm going to let you be the one to share this if you ever feel the need to.
Okay.
There you go. Now, obviously, what I've just said isn't known by many, if anybody, but the first part is still relevant.
I should definitely gather them up.
That was a noise.
Can we trust them to tell us, like, I mean, I can't think of, like, any resources that we need right now. Maybe you guys can. I mean, since they fly around, they might be able to tell us an area that we might need to go scout.
They are intelligent
head off?
creatures. They are indeed intelligent creatures. But
What resources would we need to ask them, guys?
But the thing is with
Water.
speak thieves is they want something as well.
Their life. They just got it.
Well, they also warned us about the worm.
Did they, though?
I mean, they tried.
Or did they lure us out hoping the worm would kill?
Yeah, kill
Oh.
us.
Did
so
they think
could
the
get
worm was going to
past.
kill us so they get an easy
Oh.
meal? But now maybe they know that Yorick will pluck them like a pheasant.
Yeah, Yurick, go ask them where
The
some
birds
fresh
have already
water is.
pissed
Oh,
off.
Yeah,
they're
at this
gone.
point they're already flying there. You see them in the distance, quickly batting their wings to get away.
Also, I really,
Next
guys, I
time.
really don't think like Yurik is the best at diplomacy.
No,
No
I think
offense.
they're scared of him, so he would be the perfect person to ask, because it's like if they give him the wrong answer, he's gonna break their beak, right?
How,
I
never
think
mind.
he's the
Never
perfect
mind.
person.
Never
Right. Looking at the worm, there's probably far too much for us to bring back the entire thing.
Well, we've got the entire crafting crew
Yeah.
working on it, so probably get a whole lot of it, and it's right outside our front door.
It is. So with that, I will bring us out of this scene, bring us back to the scene of Hollow Rest, and over the span of the next few hours of mid-afternoon, the entire crafting district, or the crafting side of Hollow Rest, whizzes out of the front canyon into the Barrenlands, strip the worm down to nothing but just a pool of green mess, and whisk it all back in to the camp. Basically, if there's anything in there that you guys want to grab, I would say throw yourselves a trophy item into your inventory and think up what you want to use it for in the future.
How many feathers did we find for this beak?
Roll me a d6 plus 2. So just add 2 to whatever you roll on the d6.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, of course.
Nice.
Hey,
There you go.
champion.
So you got 8. Now these feathers aren't, they're not little feathers by any means. They are, imagine them similar to like ostrich feathers. They're big, brightly coloured, radiant, certainly eye-catching.
Lovely.
All right. Yeah, so with that, you all eventually make your way back into Hollow Rest. You're met, not by the crafting side, obviously they're hard at work, but some of the militia just see pieces of worm dragged in, a beak, a tentacle, and you all get a pat on the shoulder, pat on the back. Yorick,
I don't think anybody even goes anywhere near Yorick.
Yeah, you're left well alone as you stomp. Big claw marks, gouges in your chest from the birds. Sucker marks everywhere. Any other actions from you folks as you return home after that?
The only thing that Echo plans on doing in this whole transaction is he's going to spend some time looking for the worm's gizzard, because he's very interested in anything that had such potent acid. He's thinking that that's a reagent, so that's his trophy.
Okay, yeah. You get its
Nice.
stomach, and whatever contents are left of after it spewed them out on its death throes.
You might find a corpse of a maggot in there as well.
Thea would have taken shards of the head/beak that she bashed in to put
Nice.
into her sack.
Excellent. All right. With that then, if there's nothing further anyone immediately wishes to do, I would imagine those who need it will probably look for a short rest.
Yeah.
A couple of the crafters will report to the founder, but will we'll focus on that next session, rather than doing it now. Yeah, if you need a short rest. And again, for those who aren't familiar with how we do things, short rests are 8 hours, an overnight rest. And long rests are anywhere from 3 days and onwards.
Like a short rest.
Yeah. So, the rest of the evening then is spent lugging the remnants. Thea, you go back to farming, no doubt, keeping the godflesh at bay. Eggle, you take your trophy back to your hut. Katrina, I imagine you're no doubt helping the crafters in organize and prep the windfall of goods. Yorick.
Yep, and
Sorry, go on, Katrina.
she would ask Thea to help us evaluate the meat and determine whether or not it's good to eat, since Thea is a edibles expert.
Glad you went that route.
Cool. Thea, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Better find out. Lick it.
I mean, she wouldn't be the one that's sampling it.
Okay. Who's sampling it?
It would be Brannick.
Of course it would be. Oh, no.
And based on his reaction and how his body reacts, she'll be able to tell you if it was good or not.
Eggle, you're going to have a patient. Have a think on what happens to Brannick when he's rushed into your clinic for next session.
Did we cook it for him, or did he eat it raw?
No, he just licked it. He just licked it raw. With a 9.
We would have given him both, raw and cooked, and it would have been like at the same time because it's an experiment.
Grom, anything you wish to set yourself up for next episode?
Yeah, I'm going to take the smallest of the ostrich feathers, just about a foot long, and I'm going to attach it to the staff. On the same string as where the skull is. So there's a skull and a foot long feather.
Nice. Nice.
So when he waves his staff around, it catches the light, and this bright turquoise feather is very noticeable.
Absolutely. Last but not least then, Yorick, how are you setting up for next episode? Where are you going?
I go home to get stitched up by my kin, either my mother or my sister. Probably do needlework and sew me up.
Don't trust the little short man to do it.
I do, but I'm in, like,
You're pissed.
the only people that can handle me when I'm in a mood like this is probably my family, because I just be like, shut up, Yorick.
Yeah, it's just
Bitch.
some bit of bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, with that said, you all settle down for the evening as the silent vigil takes place. The sun sets on the horizon. A new watcher on the bone walk. And, yeah. There, we will call it a night. Everyone, thank you very much for joining us for episode 3 of the Cradle of Ruin. What do we say?
Goodbye, chat.
Night chat.
Bye, chat.
And see you next time for Cradle of Ruin. But before that, Imperium Maledictum. Tune in. It's good. It's good stuff.
It's good shit. We do TTRPG shit. But yeah, I'm gonna mute you lot up. That's that. I'm gonna click over to the ending. Haha. Everyone, thank you very much for joining us for episode 3 of Cradle of Ruin. Smiling Bear, thank you for the resub. Scobsu, thank you for the resub. Bravon, thank you for the resub. Yeah, Judgy, good to see you in that Zyguy. Does who else we got? Prepper Jack, Raw and Wrigley. It was Pocket Yeti. I see you snuck in late there. How rude. And of course, Ravon, Vexing Cap. Again, everyone, thank you. Barksy, thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hopefully, I'll see you on Saturday for Imperium Maledictum. If not, the next Sunday for episode 4. On that, though, I'm going to turn the music up. Hopefully, find someone to raid. Ta-ta for now. Oh god, Brevin Jam with the 5,000 bits. Holy shit. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You didn't need to do that. Aha, at the last minute, I shall spring this on you. Here, take my bits. Thank you kindly. It's appreciated. Not necessary by any means, but most definitely appreciated. Thank you. I'm struggling to find someone to raid, so yeah, I think on that I'm just going to be a piece of shit and call it. Ciao. Have a good one, everyone. Good night. Solution out.